All you got to do is build the system once in your computer. And that is the part that I'm going to walk you through first. It'll take around 20 to 25 minutes. After that, you'll be able to do the majority of your SEO work directly from your mobile phone, because the whole thing actually lives inside your Claude account. And Claude runs perfectly on your phone with the same data that we provided, so you can pick it up and do a little SEO work from anywhere. And that's the thing, SEO isn't one big massive job. It's small jobs done consistently. Publishing some content, answering some reviews, seeing what's slipping to page 2 and trying to fix that. And that's one of the biggest reasons why most business owners never get it done, because all of these little jobs put together means sitting down at the computer for an extended period of time. But now, whenever you got a few 5 minutes, once you set this up, you can do a little SEO as you go during the day, whenever you have a spare 5 or 10 minutes. So let's set this up. In order to make this whole thing work, there are 4 pieces to this whole thing. We need to connect it, meaning we need to connect Claude Code to all the correct data sets and obviously your website. Once we do all that, it'll allow Claude to get all the information necessary for us to then place it with the prompt. The prompt will read everything it needs to and give you a few files. This is kind of the custom knowledge which will work with Claude inside a project. This is kind of the best way to work around Claude with a project like this, so it doesn't really hallucinate and it has the right data about your business when it needs to get it. We're then going to upload all those files into the project, and then we're going to finally see what is possible for you to do on your mobile phone. So the data that we're connecting here is Google Search Console, Google Analytics, and your Google Business Profile. If you've been doing some work with Claude, you probably know that natively doesn't have those connections, but I'll give you a solution for that. And then we need to connect your website. Now, this is the part that changes for absolutely everybody, depending on what you've built your website with. So I won't be able to walk you through a tutorial on how to connect every single website, because it'll be like a 16-hour long tutorial. But if you have WordPress, Webflow, Wix, Shopify, any of those sites, then Claude, you're in luck actually, because Claude has native connectors in there, and I'll show you how to do that. For the most part, you can kind of connect Claude to almost any CMS or any website builder. So let's go to the connections on how to do that. One of the things that allows me to connect Claude to everything, all the things that I said in there, at least from a data perspective, is Windsor.ai. There are a lot of kind of applications like this. There's Post Proxy, there's Windsor.ai, and a few more. I've been using Windsor.ai. There is a little bit of a cost to it, but you can start free for 30 days. I can use the link below to sign up for that. Once you create an account, a login, and we're going to connect 3 things to Windsor.ai and then subsequently to Claude: Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and your Google Business Profile. And obviously it goes without saying that all those data sets need to be from the same website, right? So when you connect your Google Analytics, you'll have access to all of the websites that are within your Google Analytics account. You want to select the right one here. Then you want to do the same thing with Google Search Console. And of course you want to do the same thing for your Google Business Profile. They all need to be the same business. Kind of makes sense. Once you do that, you want to click to next. And then we want to scroll down and make sure that in the data destinations, we click on Claude, and you want to go install Windsor.ai connector. That'll open up your Claude account. And here you'll have a button that says connect. Mine says disconnect because, well, I've already connected it. Cool, you're nearly there, right? So all the data sets from Google Search Console and Google Analytics are installed. Now, what about your website? This will change drastically, like I said before. But to connect your site is relatively easy no matter what you are on. You want to go to the customize section here. You want to go to the connectors, and then you search for your website CMS. So I'm going to go browser connections, for example. And if I've got WordPress or Webflow, I can then connect my website in there. Mine's already connected. Ideally, whichever CMS you have connected, you're also logged into your Chrome. It also makes it extremely easy. And for the most part, the majority of all these CMS connectors have access to do some light SEO work on your website and create some content, which are the main things we'll be doing anyway. So again, you've got Webflow, there's Shopify, there's Wix, and obviously there's the big boss WordPress there. So I'll leave you to connect whichever CMS you've got for your website in that. With that done, we need one more thing, and that's a little bit of SEO data so that we can build or pre-plan really a content plan, and we don't let Claude just write whatever it wants without doing some just preliminary research. Now, for this, you can use any SEO tool that you want. I'm personally using DataWise. For full transparency, this is a tool that I built, and it's for our community members. They get access to it for free so they can do all their SEO work without having to pay for anything else. If you prefer Ahrefs, SEMrush, go for it. You just got to make sure they have these 2 functionalities. The first functionality is people also ask. we want to find all the related questions for a certain keyword. I'm going to quickly be doing it for this site here. I'm going to copy the URL I'm going to find out what are the keywords that we want to search for. Generally, what you're trying to do is your service keywords. So in this instance, catering for corporate events. That's what I want to find all the related questions for. So here I've copied that. I've got corporate event catering. People also ask inside data wise. I've gone search to build content map. And I've got here all of the related questions about people are asking about corporate events in Australia. I'm going to download that as a CSV. You need to download these as CSVs because the next kind of section depends on it. The next thing, I want to do the same thing, but for fan out queries. Very quickly, fan out queries are these internal questions that the AI search engines ask themselves when you ask it a question. So it can do additional research on these questions, come back and give you synthesized information. It's really good to know these fan out queries. This is kind of the catalyst of what's going to make really good content, even when we're doing it with our mobile phone. Most SEO tools have this now, fan out queries. I know DataWise has because I built it. So I'm going to go to Explore, and I've got already, because I prepared them earlier, all these fan out queries relating to corporate event catering. I'm going to export this CSV file as well. So now that you've got those two CSV files and connected Claude to everything that you need, we're going to go to normal Claude. We're going to go and just drop the two keyword research files. In the video description below, there's going to be a link to a section in our free community where you can download these prompts that I'm about to use for free. If you're on mobile, by the way, just scroll, the files will be there, it'll be a zip file. The first one you want to use is the setup prompt because, well, that's what's going to set everything up. I'm going to show you this one so you know what it looks like, but essentially it's a set of instructions here. You don't have to really know what it all is, but you just run it once. It's expecting it to have some sort of connector to Google Analytics and Google Search Console and the files that you just downloaded. So I'm going to copy from the prompt. So it even tells you to copy everything below this line here. I'm going to do just that. I'm going to copy it. And now in the same chat that I've got those two files from the keyword research, I'm going to paste that in there and I'm going to say, follow the instructions. I'm going to go hit enter. Doesn't really matter if you use co-work or normal chat. It doesn't really matter for this. Sorry, I forgot to mention, you need to say follow the instructions with, and you need to give it the website URL that we're doing this work for. Actually, missed a step there. I'm going to go save, and that should run the prompt again. Now I want to quickly explain what we're going to do. So we're going to set up a project, and Claude, it's doing that now, is going to give you two files from all the research that we provided. It's going to give you a business brain because it's going through your website, it's understanding it as much as possible. It might actually, in fact, even ask you a few questions. If it thinks it doesn't have enough information from the website, do your best to answer all those questions. And then it's going to give you a content plan. The content plan is going to be derived from the SEO data that we gave it, as well as a little bit of Google Search Console data. And then we also have project instructions, but that doesn't go inside of the project knowledge, custom knowledge. It goes into the instruction fields. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to actually set all this up. So going back to Claude, it's still asking me some questions that it wants to clarify here. After a couple of minutes, you should have these two files, the business brain and the content plan. I want you to download all these. We're nearly done with the setup, trust me. But this is really important that you get this done. We want to unzip those files, make sure that there's two in there. Let's have a look. Yes, the business brain and the content plan. Okay, so now, like I said, we're going to go and start a project here. You want to name it whatever you want, really, but I'm going to name it example catering. I'm going to create the project. So you can see here that you've got instructions and you've got the memory or the context files. In the context files, we're going to drop these two ones in here. So again, we've done the first set of this. So we've done the business brain and the content plan in the project knowledge or the context, right? So now we want to add the instructions. And in the downloadable files that I gave you, you're going to have that project instructions, right? So we've used a setup prompt to get these two MD files. And now we want the project instructions. We're going to open this with Visual Code Studio. Visual Code Studio is free, by the way. And then we want to paste here from all the way here. Yeah, perfect. All the way there, all the way down to the end. This is going to have writing standard and a bunch of different things here, as well as some information on how to write content. I'm going to add it here in the instructions. Perfect. I'm going to save the instructions. Perfect. Now you're kind of set to go. So now, before we open up our phone and test it out, I want to show you as well what you can start doing with it. There is another MD file there called phone cards. And if you open that, it's just got a set of instructions that you can start with, what you want to do, like once a week, write up about a job I just did. It's going to, help you write a blog with that, answer any reviews. Depending on how many reviews you get to your Google Business profile, you might want to get it to check it once a day. If you did get a review, then to notify you. If not, don't worry about it. And also who's beating me as well. Now, I've got Claude open in my phone with the same account that I've got it on my desktop. Obviously, you should see the recording on my phone now up in the screen. And what I want to do is find the project that we just created. You click on the top left-hand menu there. You want to go to projects, and here it is, the example catering. I'm going to start a new conversation in here. And you can use the dictation as well. I can say, can you please use the Windsor connection to find what are my latest 2 Google Business Profile reviews? If there are 2, even if they've been already answered, can you give me some good respond recommendations? I'm going to hit go, and let's see what it comes back with. It might take a little while. Maybe I'll need to speed up this section so you're not waiting here for minutes. Okay, and now I see the 2 latest reviews here from Claudia, and I see Marshall as well. It's giving me some suggested replies as well, and fantastic. So now what you can do, because Claude has a schedule feature, you can say something like, cool, now what I want you to do is once a day, please check through my Google Business Profile reviews. If I have a review, notify me and come up with a suggested response. Don't post it yet. Wait for my approval. If I have no reviews, then don't tell me. All good. There you go. I'll set that up, and it's going to set that up as a schedule feature because that's something that you can access on your phone as well. Now, what else can you do? Well, there's already some instructions in the project instructions that I got you to copy and paste in Claude in that project. And it's got here, job 1, what do I need to know? And the question is here, did anything drop? And did anything break? So that's all you need to ask it. And it's going to tell you, hey, this page dropped a couple of ranks because it has access to your Google Search Console. Here's what we should do to that page. Do you want me to do it? The next one is write about a job I just did, meaning publish something. It's going to go through the content plan, suggest a couple of pieces of content it should write. It'll write it for you. Once it's happy, it'll publish it for you. It's always going to ask for your permission though. And it should as well. Ideally, it's going to ask you some questions about the blog post that you can inject into it. Then fix my worst page and any reviews to answer, which is the one that we just did. I'm not going to go through all these because that's going to take a little while. And also the connection to your website might require you approving a couple of different things, but for the most part, you can do this whenever you've got 5 or 10 minutes on your phone, and you can start getting used to doing SEO kind of on the fly, as it were, in kind of 10 minutes increments, as opposed to thinking that you need to sit down for 2 hours a week and do that work as well. Now, obviously there's some honest limits here. This isn't kind of throw away your computer. You can do all your SEO with your phone, but it does help in keeping that consistency which you need in SEO. And again, as always, all the files that you saw in the video will be in a link in the video description below. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.